Hey, this is John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire. And when I'm not interviewing inspiring entrepreneurs, I'm listening to Stephanie O'Brien on the Moved by Purpose podcast.
So in order to ensure that you will have lasting fulfillment in your business, you need to know what it is that you actually like.
Are you longing to know what your purpose is? Are you on the wrong career path? Do you feel like there must be more to life? Don't worry, there's hope. It's time to be moved by purpose. Now your host, Stephanie O'Brien.
Hey, you are listening to the Moved by Purpose podcast, and this is Stephanie O'Brien today. It's been a while since I've done an audio podcast. I was transferring over to videos, but I wanted to do an audio primarily because it's a little bit easier and my schedule is going to be really tight for the next couple weeks. I want to make an announcement. If you're listening to this the week that it's published, you will have time to register for my webinar, which teaches you 5 ways to make money from your passions. It's an hour-long training, so you want to make sure that you register for that. That is June 17th at 7 p.m. And if you are hearing a little bit of an echo with the audio, that is because I am sitting in an empty room. So I apologize if the sound is not up to the highest quality. And then I am excited to tell you about the Passion Project program, which is open for enrollment. The webinar does talk about the Passion Project program and how you can make money from your passions. This is for people that are clear they want to start a business, but have multiple ideas or multiple passions, and they need help clarifying their idea and knowing which direction to go. So you get a nice quality training and value-packed training at the webinar on June 17th, so don't forget that. And if you know you want to do the Passion Project program, you always can email me with any questions and register in advance. There is an early bird registration rate right now for $149 a month, and then after June 20th it goes up to $249 a month, so it's a big jump. So you want to act quickly. And then we start on June 30th. That's our first day. So anyway, more about that will be spoken of at the webinar. Today's topic, we're going to talk about 3 ways to pick a business idea that fits your personality and strengths. And I often hear people think that because they are introverted and that they can't be an entrepreneur. I hear that one quite often, and that's just not true. They assume that you need to be constantly meeting new people or constantly at live networking events, and meeting new people is definitely important in building up your business. You don't always have to meet them live, and an internet-based business is really ideal for an introvert because a lot of what you do is one-sided. And this was actually something I learned, which my goal is to have a location-independent business. And so I focus all of my efforts on the internet marketing side of things, building an internet platform, meeting people all over the world with nice internet platforms. People like John Lee Dumas or Danny Inney, Dan Miller, Jeff Goins, and they have great followings and they offer great value and they have very successful internet-based businesses. And so I set out to follow that because of what my goals are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I didn't realize was that a lot of this was just, it wasn't being around a ton of people. And so I'm an extrovert. I get energized by people. I need to be around people. And that was starting to take a toll on me a little bit because I was sitting alone at home often on my computer, meeting people through emails and having kind of conversations that way, but not really the excitement of meeting physically for coffee or for lunch. every now and again I would talk on the phone or do the podcast interviews, and that was really exciting too. That helped quite a bit, but it still wasn't the same as being in front of people. And so this is why it's important when you're doing your marketing initiatives to keep your personality and how you are wired in mind when you are building a business. So learning that, I was starting to get kind of tired and worn out, not at my optimal, because all of my marketing initiatives were based on just not dealing with people, not seeing people every day, not working with them. I have virtual assistants and they're great, but still there's not a person here to collaborate with me. It's through voice or video, and it just doesn't have the same effect. So keep that in mind. So I transitioned to doing more workshops and doing local networking, more live conferences, live events, more speaking, training, things like that to fulfill that, making sure that I'm making appointments at least once or twice a month to meet up with people on a consistent basis to get that need to meet people in person fulfilled, because I am an extrovert and that's what I really like to do. So here are 3 ways to make sure that you are staying true to your personality and your strength so that you can stay fulfilled while you build your dream job. Number 1, you need to be clear on how you are wired. There are many personality assessments out there, and I highly recommend using the DISC personality profile. I have my own, the Moved by Purpose DISC assessment, and it's very accurate, very quick to take, 7 minutes to take, and very valuable. In fact, I've had people with over 20 years of experience with personality assessments write to me about the Moved by Purpose DISC assessment, stating that this is the best assessment they have come across in their 20 years of study. And there's, like I mentioned, there's a lot out there. Myers-Briggs, 4 colors, there's, I think, 4 elements. So that does say a lot with someone with that much experience. And I've had experience with other ones too, and I do definitely like the DISC the best, primarily because it's easy to understand and so accurate. And the reason it's so important to be clear on your wiring is that you need to understand the gift that you bring to everyone. There have been many people that have taken this assessment that have cried when they actually saw that it was okay to do the things that they have done that have maybe irritated somebody else, or to just be who they are in their core, because someone else didn't understand the difference in wiring and criticize them or judge them harshly. When you see, at least this was my experience as well, when I saw everything on paper and I knew that it confirmed everything I knew I already was at my core, but at the same time I was trying to stuff it down and change, because it just irritated me sometimes, because I saw that it irritated other people that had different wirings. And this was just really liberating. It gives you the permission to be who you are and not apologize. Now, every personality has strengths as well as weaknesses, and you do need to keep things in balance and realize that there are going to be weaknesses that you do want to improve on, but honestly, don't spend all your time there. So I have a personality where I am very fast-paced and I make decisions really quickly, which also I have a tendency to be impulsive or to be impatient with other people who take a little bit longer to make a decision. And this assessment helped me to realize that that's my wiring, but I can be okay because other people are different too. I don't have to get mad at other people for taking a while to decide. It's just an awareness, and it's really freeing. So that's why it's really important to be clear on your wiring, and taking an assessment will really help significantly with that. And number 2, you need to know what you like So in order to ensure that you will have lasting fulfillment in your business, you need to know what it is that you actually like. If you like to travel, then have goals where you are able to travel in your business. This also goes with if you want traditional work as well. There's jobs where you travel quite often, and you just need to do a little bit of research and realize how to get the things that you like and enjoy incorporated into your daily work, be it business or working for someone else. This will keep you happy and fulfilled. It will keep your attention. Another example, if you like being around people, make sure that your goals get you around people. If you like being alone, make sure you create a model where you can be alone more often. And there's plenty of examples that I talk about and models that I share with you in the Passion Project program. And I work with each person as a group and individually, where I help you process through your passions and then make sure you are doing something that stays in your strengths and fulfills your desires. And then number 3, and finally, know what you don't like. And just as important as knowing what you do like, you need to be clear on what it is that you don't like. This is probably easier for you. A lot of people know what they don't like, and it may take a little bit of time to know what you do like. But when you build a business, there may be things that you try where you think that you like it, and you learn that you don't like it. You could be really into an idea. For example, live events. I happen to really like live events. I love the idea of live events. I love the actual final outcome of a live event. But the amount of details and coordination and preparation involved with making that live event a success is something I don't like. And so you delegate that out. You can partner with other people that love that kind of stuff. That's their strength. And you need to learn how to delegate that. So be aware of that as well when you are coming up and trying to clarify likes versus dislikes. And know that sometimes you can have a lot of dislikes in an overall like, and how you can manage. I don't want you to avoid a live event just because you can't stand doing the work that it takes to get that outcome. There are ways around that, and I do teach you that in the Passion Project, how to delegate on a low budget and what to do to meet your goals for a very affordable cost. So to recap, the 3 ways to pick a business idea that fits your personality and strengths are to be clear on how you're wired, and I recommend you taking an assessment. And I have my Moved by Purpose DISC assessment for sale on the website, and I'll include that in the links. I need to slow down. I told you I was a fast-paced person, and here I am tripping over my words. Number 2, know what you like in order to ensure that you have lasting fulfillment in your business. And number 3, know what it is that you don't like. Being aware that there are things that you like, that you have to do a bunch of things that you don't like in order to get to that, and you can just delegate all of that out. And overall, building a business does take a lot of effort and a lot of skill, but that effort does have a reward. And so you want to stay true to your personality in order to stay fulfilled and motivated in your business building efforts. And once again, to take your own personality assessment for only $27.50, you can ensure that you stay true to yourself and building your dream. And that is included in the show notes, or you can just go to movedbypurpose.net and click DISC, and it's right on the side of my website as well. It's really easy to find. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing of the success that you guys have, or answering any questions you may have. And I'll look forward to meeting all of you over at the webinar on June 17th. Make sure you are doing something that stays in your strengths and fulfills your desires.